Hello again. So I would like to introduce Arijit Bhattacharyya for the next session, which is the topic name is how to scale up your startup and raise fund. He's also going to have another topic in which will help people to just know how to find a job or job seeker who is also like trying to open their startup. So it's going to be an interesting topic for all of you. So thank you so much, Arijit, for being here with us today. I'm going to give a little introduction of Arijit. So he's basically a serial entrepreneur, angel and investor, TEDx speaker, global VC, and government advisors. He's also founder of India's first B2B game development portal. So I would like to welcome him, and Arijit, stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Urvashi, for the lovely introduction. I hope all of you are doing fine during pandemic and your family members are safe and sound and you're doing perfect. Okay, so let me give you a small bit of perspective how I started my venture and how probably from zero, from nothing to whatever level that we are doing and the kind of ecosystem that we have created so far. So I started back in 1998. I'll just make the story very simple for all of you. So the era I started, there was no proper bandwidth of internet in that time. At least in 98, we used to have a computer with maximum 64 MB of RAM. And on that particular period, I was around 16, 17 years old, just passed out from my high school and left engineering to start my own venture. And I joined economics as a main subject. My combination was ecostat and math. I did that just because I can run my own venture. I wanted to marry between the creative part and logical portion in the technology world. So I'm a bootstrap person. I learned coding on my own. I learned complete animation and game making on my own. And I failed, of course, when I started. It was a complete too early for the market. I couldn't make myself sellable enough for the market, at least in India, who can understand why we are doing so-called gaming applications, which can probably make some kind of disruption. So my motto always was to convert the Indian epical and mythological stories into a storytelling mode with combination of science fiction, which can tell the entire world that India, or rather my Bharat, was not a country with snakes and a lot of poverty. It was well furnished, well established, full of scientific, revolutionary country, and we wanted to tell the story to the world. So somehow we converted the whole concept into a complete different structure because I was unable to make that concept available in the market. I started an academy, and in that academy, from one student it became 50, 50 became 500, and 500 became approximately 6,000 students in the academy. And the concept was to grab and gather those talent pool from India and take them apart, become a part of our organization as a team member. That's how I created my initial level of team and the seed capital, which actually enable me to start a proper team. And then I diluted the organization with 3 more other people who actually came on board as a board of director who can take responsibility of a couple of other things. So after 23 years till date, we are running massively with 40 different countries, employee strength, and multiple number of MNC as a partner. We work in AI, ML, blockchain, and of course in the IoT field, along with virtual reality, mixed reality, XR, and gaming. We take celebrities, actor, and models as our game character. We convert them into a gaming avatar and then create an amazing game title out of it and then publish it. That's our core business model. So I can go on with the business model, but the point I'm trying to put upon, when you have some kind of dream and when you feel that, okay, fine, that dream can be achievable, it is achievable. Now, it's not a story about how I did it. Rather, I'm going to talk about how probably I am doing it with a couple of others. So I'm blessed with few more companies wherein I invested money as a angel investor. So I'm a full-fledged avid angel investor since 2008 onwards and invested in quite a few number of organizations worldwide. be a part of multiple sovereign incubation center as an advisor. For an example, if you take example of India, I am Calcutta Innovation Park. I'm a consultant to ADB. I'm a consultant to a couple of other more banks, and of course few of the government in the world, wherein I work very closely with them to uplift their technological innovation sector as well as SDG. How these things are happening and how practically the world is moving. So whenever anyone in 2021, let's not talk about history, let's talk about the future. In 2021, if you are thinking that, okay, this is the right time for you to start your venture, the best possible option to start the venture is to think that who is my target consumer. Now, if I'm taking example of real life examples, I'll give you a real life example rather than stories. So one guy, he was passionate about movies and entertainment stuff. He came to my office. We had a discussion multiple times around next 3 months. He wanted to create a platform for actor, actress, and celebrities to grab them, get them into the platform, and give them work. Along with that, he wants to make money. That was a very simple concept for him, and he was unable to raise the initial level of technology as well as seed capital. So I found that there is a win-win situation for both of us. So I invested into that company that became Glam World Face, if you want to check that. And what they do, they usually take newcomers in the market and existing people, any kind of actor, actress, artist, musicians, photographers into the platform. And they communicate and connect with B2B. They don't work with B2C, to be very, very honest. Now, for us, for me, when I'm thinking that, okay, fine, I can take this as a lead, as a potential investment company, what I have seen into this organization. It's not about the pitch deck. It's not about how he pitched to me. It's not about how much ROI he is showing me. It's about what is his team strength, number one. Number two, what is his passion? Number three, what kind of target he is targeting. He is completely sure that his target is not going to be B2C, it is going to be B2B always, okay? And he knows that, okay, if I need to move forward, I know there is a large amount of market. I know that it's a big global ecosystem that is there, but he was sure he is going to tap only 2% of the entire market which is there in Asia, not more than that for next 3 years. And he was talking sense to me at least. So I need more number of people, more talents who can come and help me to grow. It's a pretty simple, easiest kind of pitch that he has done. And of course, when the investment happened, we raised another round of fund, and then the company is profitable at the moment and the investors are happy. Of course, we are all happy. That's the thing that you all need to understand when you're raising fund. Now, it's not going to happen that because somebody got money, they are going to invest in your company. From an investor perspective, I'll give you two different perspectives, as an investor as well as an investee, both. As an investor always want to have his or her own money back. It's their own hard-earned money, right? So they need a money back. How you want to give it back, that's the main art part. Now, whenever you are making any kind of business plan or business pitch, or probably you want to put yourself in front of a potential investor, that's the first thing you need to understand. Number one, who is your team member? If you have a bunch of engineers, perfectly fine. Can you get someone on board who is great in sales? It's not about marketing only. Marketing is one tool. You need people who can sell your product. Do you have that fellow in your board or not? It's not the employee you need. You need someone on board as a team member, okay? That's number one. Number two, do you have understanding about your customer acquisition cost? Now, if the burn rate is so high for your company that to acquire a customer you're burning a lot, then giving return to the investor may take X amount of time. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine if that takes time. But are you sure can you achieve that? Then we need to understand how you can achieve it. Is there a way? Is there a path? Do you have someone in your board who can understand finance and work with the money? Now, managing money is a different kind of structure altogether. I'm not going to use any kind of technical jargon for the easy communication way. Okay. Now, are you profitable? If not, perfect. Can you make profit in next 3 years? Probably. What is the way? What is the path? Some examples, if you can show. Example, I mean to say, don't show us a report with probably from Google that these are the things that happen in the world and this is my competitor and he has done it, so I can do that. It's not that story. The story is if you can do that. If you can do that, perfectly fine. Just work on 3 simple tips. If you can answer this, the initial level of pitching is almost done. Now everything falls under the negotiation, how you can negotiate, how much equity you want to dilute, how much you want to raise, and why you want to raise that money. I can give you live example of a couple of others. Like one of my another investee is mainly into yoga and training and MMA. Now you may ask from technology business, so you are investing probably in various different diversified ventures. Of course, yes. From my perspective, it is interconnected with my kind of vision. So from an investor perspective, they always try to mix and match with this. You need to understand the mindset of a VC and a mindset of an angel investor. Angel investor usually comes in the initial stage. That's the reason they are being called as angel investor. When someone is not believing in you, he is believing in you. That's number one. Number two sector, if you are working with VC, that's perfectly fine. VC is there to make money along with you. So if you find someone who is from the same vision, it's gonna be easiest job for you. Now I find a lot of people who usually try to grab an opportunity. Whoever is investing money in my company, let's grab that. Okay, I'm sorry, I'm a strategic person, so I usually try to understand, is this investment farm is good for me, for my business? What is my vision for my company? Is it my son or is it my daughter? I'll explain it. If it's your son, usually it happens that it's like protected inside your own house, and he's not going to get married and go to another house. Usually they stay alone. That's the Indian culture. Now, if it's a daughter, you need to find the best possible prince for your daughter. And when the marriage will happen, that's the investment part. That's the sweetest part. Is it a successful marriage? Is it a family marriage, or it's just between both the people? Usually, the best possible investment happens when both the party is in the win-win situation, and that becomes a kind of family member kind of communication. And I have seen so many deals in my life wherein I have seen worst scenario, I have seen the best scenario. A small tips: before you take money, always do a due diligence of the investment firm as well. If you're working with probably some investment banking managers, perfect. They are professionals. You need to understand that. If they're professional, they will go for a professional fees. So when you're raising fund, you need to understand those kind of small nitty-gritties. Now, when we talk about mentoring, when you talk about advising as a business coaching, I'm so sorry, I'm a kind of straightforward person. Take someone on board who have actually built company, who have actually made some kind of money, and who has actually paid employees multiple number of bills and burning cash, and he understand the success and failure both the part. Get someone on board like this into your advisory board. Trust me, it's gonna be boon for your business. Trust me, believe it or not. Get someone on board who probably, in your words, is maybe is experienced enough. He burned his hands, couldn't maybe make his company very large, but he understands the pain point of a startup, a pain point of how to probably he have seen the failures in life and how to escape those kind of failure in life. If you have someone on board, is gonna be another addition into your venture. Always get insights from these people. Is gonna help you like anything. And one most important part into your team building, get a great technology guy who understands finance. Hard to find, I accept, agree, but try to get someone on board. If you find someone, grab the opportunity, get him on board, dilute equity, who has got some face value or probably a recognition. That's going to help you to prove yourself in front of the investors very well. Investment circle always work with the trust factor. It's just like your business. So for an example, if somebody is saying that, yeah, like I am doing this XYZ, and this is going perfectly fine. Yeah, so that's what is going to happen. Give me a moment. I'm just getting another ping. Just need to answer this, gentleman. Okay, yeah. So sorry. Now let me shift a little bit from the funding portion. Then maybe we can go for a Q&A round, and um, I can see a lot of questions are there, but I'll answer your questions after I'm done. Now, because it's a job fair and you all are probably looking for maybe a potential job into the industry, what's coming up? Whatever I've seen in my life in whatever 90 countries I'm working with very closely. So I started a business chamber as well. This is not my marketing tool. I mean, this platform is not my marketing tool. So I'm not talking a lot about myself. You can Google my name, you can get my details. So whatever I've seen in those 90 countries, technology adoption is happening very fast. Very fast means very fast. So there are technologies at the moment which have got a gap of talent. People are looking for nowadays skills. People are not at all looking for only the certificates or the degree. Okay, as a recruitment firm, if you probably look at them, they will probably arrange an interview for you. But if you don't have the skill, you cannot crack that. Number one technology I would love to suggest to probably grab on is on the data science. Number one. Number two, you can probably check on the blockchain technology solution level. Architectural point of view, those kind of codings are happening day in and day out. If you want to join probably a startup, or probably you want to start your own venture or freelancing, along with that you want to grab the opportunity to join an MNC, go for coding structure which can give you opportunity to learn application development on mobile and virtual reality and XR devices. It's the future and it's going to stay. I mean, love it or not, it's going to stay and it's going to continue. Uh, Probably in 2018, I was talking in one of the Chinese conference over there. It was physical, of course, and I was sharing the future that is coming up with connected with AR glasses with blockchain is going to come. There will be a digital revolution that's going to come. There are options which are opening mainly on SDG sector. So if you are into that, try to grab that opportunity, enhance your skill. There is a big need in the market about a proper PR person. It's very hard to find. Become someone who understands technology, innovation, and social media marketing. That's going to help you a lot. So probably these are tips I would love to give because I have a limited time from the organization. And I can see Urvashi is already there with her beautiful face, and she's trying to say that, please stop, you're talking a lot. Urvashi, over to you.
No, no, no. No, no, no. I wouldn't say that for sure. But we are just running out of the time. So I would just say if you guys have questions, so maybe you can have like 2 to 3 question and
Yeah,
answers.
shall I do that
Um,
directly?
it's there on the screen. So I'm gonna read it out for you. How do I determine my startup cost and other expenses? So that's the first question.
Where is the question? Uh, I can see, do you think your startup should get a boost? And then which are top 5 reasons for the startup fail? Then do you have an
I
idea for a
just
startup?
randomly picked up. Yeah, I just
Okay.
randomly few picked
Okay,
up. So I
I'll
mean, if you
just,
want to
I'll
answer
just,
that, just do it.
no problem. What's your question, please?
So it's how do I determine my startup cost and other expenses?
Super. It's pretty easy. I mean, if you are a startup, don't try to go for a rented place, number one. If you are bootstrapping, probably start from your own house. Try to create an Excel sheet with the operation cost. That's number one. Number two, if you have some overhead cost, and try to understand your own cost. That's where people are lacking. So you have a cost as well. So your brain have got some amount of value addition. So put that in the costing factor. Then it's pretty simple. Go for a very basic kind of HR cost. And if you are doing some kind of manufacturing, try to get a quote from others and then put those things in the piece of paper. Try to hike it a little bit, probably a bit like 2 times max, and then calculate whether your cost, your employee cost, and your rent or no rent or electricity or your own cost is matching that or not. Are you making profit with that costing? If not, that is fine. Do you feel that you can get a customer? If yes, then to grab that customer, what will be the calculation? So it's a kind of long answer. I'm not sure whether I have that much amount of time from you, because you are with the gun and you're trying to shoot me.
No, but I think it's a good idea to just have an Excel sheet and just write down all the expenses that you share. And the one thing that I really like is that you have to have your own expense as well, so that not many people would think like that. So it's a good insight. So thank you for the brief overview on
So
like how
I
to.
have a second question I would love to answer, which is
Sure.
probably an interesting question, if you allow me.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
What are the top five reason why startup fail? Well, top five reason, I just want to give only one reason why startup fail: lack of planning. That's the only one reason why startup fail. And the next possible answer, which probably you can answer by yourself: are you starting your venture because somebody is there who is going to invest money into your idea, or you want to start your venture because you want to start it? If the second answer is your answer, nobody can say that you will be failure. Trust me or not. If the answer is the first one, I don't know, probably some investor will come as a boon. I don't know, I don't want to give that answer, but yeah, if you really want to run your venture on your own, and you feel that this is your baby, you want to raise it, and during the time of raising you need fund, which is called scale up fund or growth fund. That's the best possible option that you can do in life, and that's going to help you.
So planning is the key, I would say then.
Yep.
Cool, thank you. There's another question, I'm going to read it out for you, is what could be the future of the technology? As many times I've heard that AI and the mobile would be good, but just want to understand what could be the future.
Yes, definitely the AI is going to be the future. First of all, you need to understand how AI works. I'm not going to say that there's a noise happening. Am I
I
audible?
think this.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Okay. So when you're thinking about AI, or probably thinking about the ML part, we talk a lot about AI and ML, to be very honest. But what is exact AI in my terms? I'll tell my terms. I'm not creating a conflict. If you are giving answer, question and answer in some internet-based Q&A mode, and that gives you a reply, it's not an AI. Okay, for an example, if I'm posting something in Facebook, I'll give you a live example, it's better, and you put something like uh, I am survivor of COVID-19. Facebook will put your post in a tagline: this page will give information about COVID. I'm so sorry. This page is going to give me answer about COVID-19, but that's not how you meant, right? So that's not the proper AI. It's a Q&A mode. AI will work when the machine is talking to your system, and you can understand without probably giving an input how this has happened. This usually happens with the automated mode. Imagine that I'm wearing a AR glass, and this glass actually can detect my healthcare system. It can detect my situation. It can detect my blood pressure, and how it is being done with a proper system oriented machine. This thing I called as a AI, and yes, there is a huge need in the market for these kind of level AI programmers, designers, AI programmers, designers, and developers. So if you are into this market, I'm sure sky is the limit.
cool. Well, thank you. So I think we are running out of time, so we have to end this session right now. I really appreciate you taking your time from your busy schedule. So thank you so much again for this informative talk. And I'm also thanking all the attendees for being patient with us and join us here today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.